Hi, welcome to Rooted Hearts Homestead. My name's Kim, and this is our life. Hey all, welcome back to Rooted Hearts Homestead this week. I had previously recorded this video last week, and I was going through and editing it, and I was really unhappy with how it sounded. I want to talk to you about the Homesteaders of America conference, and I had quite a few negatives, and it was sounding kind of grouchy, like a massive negative Nelly vibe, and that's not who I am. There were things about the Homesteaders of America conference that were very frustrating to me. So I want to start by putting that out there. I don't think they were ready for as many people as came. And that was kind of a theme throughout the 2 days. But there were a lot of really cool things that happened too. So I thought instead of giving you an overview of the conference, I would just touch on the top 5 things, positive and negative, that came out of our whole entire trip. So we took a family vacation. This is our first family vacation that we've taken in probably 5 years, where we have not gone somewhere to go visit family. We went to go because we wanted to go. Initially, when we first talked about doing the Homesteaders of America conference, it was just going to be Joseph and I going, and we were going to leave all 5 of the kids here. Then, when I was talking to my mom about doing childcare, she mentioned, well, what if we meet you out there, we get a cabin, and we make a week of it? It was so good to just go on vacation. We haven't had a vacation where we're not going and visiting family, doing a project, something in about 5 years. So, top 5 things. Number 1 that was amazing overall, and the very first thing I feel like is we got to spend time as a family. And we got to spend time as a family doing something that we love doing. We got to hang out, go on hikes, learn about a project that we are constantly working on evolving and learning and doing more. So that was amazing. I'm going to go back and forth with these so that we have one good thing, one bad thing, so we're not just dwelling all completely in one area. The top bad thing for the whole trip was we found out that Charlie, our second to youngest, gets really sick in the car. Like, we used 3 different things trying to get her to not be sick, and we used them all together going, whatever it takes. In the end, she ended up getting car sick 2 times, really bad, and then just stomach upset anytime we were going over any mountains or windy roads. So that's something to keep in mind for next time that we do a family trip and we're driving through any sort of windy roads. Second thing, positive, we met a ton of people, talked to a lot of people. That was really awesome. Going to the Homesteaders of America conference and meeting people who are of the same mind and are really excited to all be there learning together was amazing. Second thing that was on the negative side is there were way too many people at the conference for what they were set up for. It was bad. The bathroom situation was horrible. There weren't enough seats at the conference for people to sit down and listen to the sessions. The food was 45 minutes or more in line. It was bad. So, that was really frustrating. That first day that we were trying to get in and we couldn't even get in before the first session started, I was like, why did we do this? Here I am dragging 5 kids along to a conference and they're not set up for us. But second day went much better. We didn't take all of our little kids with us. We just took the oldest, and it was good then. Third awesome thing that happened during the almost 2 weeks that we were gone is we got to see 2 different pieces of our family and some really good friends. I love visiting people. I also love going on adventures, and we got to kind of wrap that all up in one thing, and our friends and family had not all met our youngest that we're trying to adopt right now, and we're in process of adopting. So that was really cool to introduce her to them. The third negative, I would say, and this was a error on my part, was just the distance between things was a little bit more than I was expecting. I don't think an 8-hour drive is a big deal, but come to find out, when you have 5 kids, it's a little bit more when it's 8 hours and then a couple days and then 8 hours and then a couple days. I'm more of a just like go and get there person, and nobody else is. So yeah, we got to work with my crew on that. I don't know. Again, like I said, that could just be a me problem. The fourth positive. We went on so many gorgeous hikes. The fall colors were pretty, just barely popping out in all the different areas we went. We went to Shenandoah Valley, to Washington, D.C., and then winded on down to Tennessee by Knoxville to visit some friends and then back up. Oh, the driving was gorgeous. It's just so pretty. Areas that both my husband and I hadn't really explored much of before. And so that was really, really fun. The last negative I'm going to put out there was just the long days. You know, we were so tired coming back. I think that was something, maybe having a day of rest planned into our schedule for home. I mean, we jumped in both feet. I had Bible study to go do the next morning. My husband had to go back to work, and just having a day to just kind of recuperate. So maybe choosing to, instead of coming back midweek, coming back on the weekend and having it be better. Again, this is something that you're learning. When you have a large family and you travel, you learn things every single time you travel. So this was just something that I learned for us when we're traveling with only 2 kids, which is what we were traveling with before. It was a lot different than traveling with 5. So our 5th positive for the while we were gone and what we were doing was we had an amazing farm sitter. This guy completely took care of everything for us, stayed at our property, and not only took care of the animals, but went above and beyond and helped clean some things out that I would have never gotten to and didn't ask him to do. He ended up helping my in-laws who live up the road with a problem that they had. It was just so good to have that peace of mind and go, I've got a good farm sitter, so it makes it so I can leave my homestead for a few days and not completely stress over everything. So guys, I'm going to show a few little video clips of things that we've done, and I am so glad that we took this vacation. As far as Homesteaders of America goes, will I go back every year? No. I wasn't disappointed with it, but I wasn't wowed by it either. So what I've told my husband is that I just feel like it was such good information, but it was information that if we didn't go every single year, and maybe we just watched a couple years online and went every few years, it wouldn't break my heart. I love the connecting with people, and I loved going to some of the different conference pieces, and I learned so much. I mean, I have to say, I think the number one thing I learned was just that you need to do what's right for you. And not everyone spoke that, but the people who did, it really hit me hard. You know, you see all these people that you could compare yourself to, and I'm sure some of you compare yourself to me. Stop. Take a breath. I am living the life that is best for me and my family, and it's not going to look the same as it is for anyone else. I came back with an action plan, and I thought of how am I going to do better while also scaling back. Certain areas of my life, I feel like, oh, you have to have all the things, all the stuff, and especially like with the kids doing all the sports or all the activities or all the things. When you're homeschooling, you just want to get them in as much as you can, and realizing, no, stop. Do what's good for you, what works for you. Some of our food choices, we haven't been making the best food choices for our family, and saying, okay, how can I slowly, one step at a time, make good food choices? How can I slowly, one step at a time, move towards more non-toxic, more sustainable, more nutritious, more, really just more, honestly, for our family that's better while not breaking the bank. One of the reasons we homestead, and one of the reasons we started homesteading, was because I knew I could not buy this quality of food that I could grow for the cost. And I'll talk more about that later in the winter when I get Joseph on here and we talk about organics and homesteading and all the things of why. But for now, just understanding that I need to do what's right for me, and you need to do what's right for you, not because it worked for me, but because it works for your family. It works for my family. What's the best for my family? So I'm just really seeking God in that in the next few weeks, coming up with an action plan of one thing to change every week. One thing, one little thing. If that means that I am completely going through and getting rid of everything, one of the examples they used was getting rid of everything with high fructose corn syrup. Go through, use up the stuff you have with high fructose corn syrup, and get rid of it and eliminate that from your life. That's all it takes to be one step closer to doing better. And what can I do that's better for my family? I'm glad that I could bring you along and show you what we did for our vacation and a little bit of the Homesteaders of America conference. I truly hope that this has encouraged you in some way. My goal is always to be encouraging and uplifting. We'll see you guys next time.